Good morning, Soul Surfers from the Secret Garden at my work. Today's video is going to be a little different because it was super overcast. I already did an intro there, but forgot to say my catchphrase that I'm trying out, the Soul Surfers thing. And also wanted to give a shout out to Toth, or Thoth, and Odin. And you'll see what I mean later on in the video. Also, might be kind of disjointed. I just talk about a lot of weird stuff, so I don't know. Grab some popcorn or something, kick back, and either have a good laugh at my expense or have your mind blown, or possibly both. Namaste. Well, welcome to Bespin, Cloud City. As you can see today, it's really foggy, and it's really windy too. So the sunrise isn't gonna be a very good video. So today I think I'll just maybe move the camera somewhere and talk for a bit, see what comes out. All right, what do we want to talk about? Maybe we'll talk about why I'm here, how I got here. So about 2.5 years ago, I was watching YouTube, came across a video of near-death experience. And I've heard of them before, but being raised the way I was, I automatically decided that I knew what they were all about, and that, they were a trick of the devil, or people were just lying. So I never gave it much credit. And watched it, and it really spoke to me. The message of love, unconditional love, and the beauty behind it. I didn't know how to argue with it. It really spoke to me deep down inside. So I started watching every single near-death experience video I could. Not every one of them spoke to me, resonated with me, but some of the ones I did, there were like people who were surgeons, doctors, and people that our society would give a lot of respect to and credit, validation, because of the schooling they went to or whatever. So that kind of, gave it some credibility. So then from there, from this, all the different videos, I kind of started piecing together a view of like what the afterlife really is like, not what religions teach. Also, I had searched all the different religions, just very cursory, very surface level. But just doing that, I saw that every single religion pretty much teaches the same thing at its basic core. They're all the same. And if there is a God, which I believe there is, a creator, uh, doesn't make sense to me that just one religion would be the true religion. When you grow up on another side of the planet speaking a totally different language, which totally affects the way you think too, the language that you speak. I don't see how that's fair for people on the other side of the world to not have their true religion also, the true truth, because they're brought up in a culture and a society in a specific language, and it doesn't translate. But when you break it down, the basics, they're all the same. It's to love one another. So, and that's what the near-death experiences are talking about. So from there, I kind of got into spirituality and New Age stuff. And yeah, so from there, I started watching this YouTube channel called Buddha at the Gas Pump by a guy named Rick Archer. He interviews or has conversations with average, normal, everyday spiritually awakening individuals, people from all walks of life, all different kinds of beliefs too. He'll have like a 2 hour interview with them, and it's I found him fascinating. It's the only thing I watched for a good chunk of time. And then I kind of discovered uh, videos of people channeling. Now, I didn't discover it directly through like the channeling videos. I found another website called Giving Voice to the Wisdom of the Ages, which is like my main go-to YouTube channel now. That has any esoteric information you could want. And a guy, Barry, who does the channel, adds multiple videos every day. He has a wonderful voice. I wish my voice sounded like that, and I bet you guys do too. Anyways, so channeling, specifically kind of like Archangel Michael, the messages from a lady named Rana Herman Vazane really spoke to me in the message that they brought. They talk about consciousness shift of humanity and how times in the past uh, religious leaders have totally failed us in bringing the message that they were supposed to bring. And so they talk about humanity evolving like genetically a little bit, and, being able to, the stuff that they talk about coincides with some stuff that I learned about quantum physics, like how, for instance, observing something can change the outcome of something. Well, that speaks to how our consciousness actually, I believe, literally projects and creates our reality. Our mind creates what we see, and then that comes into us through our senses, and it reinforces the illusion, the projection that we made. And I believe that we're all one. We all come from God, and that this is God's expression of individuality, a way for Him to learn and grow, and to truly be infinite. I know it's some pretty crazy stuff, but for me, from where I came from and to how I got here, it all makes perfect sense to me. So, I mean, like I said, it's a 2.5 year journey. I know that's not really a long time, and listening to like Buddha at the Gas Pump, they talk about people having spiritually transformative events in their life, and wanting to become way showers, or people who speak the truth. Uh, they say you need to have like 10 years of experience under your belt before you start talking to people. That way, you don't have wrong speech, or you want to have right speech, true, actual understanding of the concepts, and not mislead anyone with misinformation. But I'm kind of disregarding that because I think that there's an acceleration going on, and that some of us have to step it up and be faster because because we've lagged behind. So, and I think I've mentioned humanity evolving a little bit, and I think that will actually help facilitate the shift, and people who aren't as experienced able to get out there and speak the truth. And some things I may say, are wrong, but what is wrong or right? Like I said, we're all creating our own reality, so what's right to me may not be right to you, and that's okay. And that's one of the main messages of this new age and spirituality, that it's okay for everyone to have their own individual experience, because that's what we're doing. And eventually, we will all align and come back to unity consciousness once we learn that, there's a better way. So that being said, I think we just need to focus on loving each other, realize that everyone's having their own experience. We're having our own troubles and difficulties. Have a little compassion for each other and understanding. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Let your freak flag fly, as they say. In walks weirdo. That's usually when the party really gets started. Take care of the earth. Honor and respect all life. Honor and respect the Mother, Father, God. Honor the masculinity and femininity in you. If you're both, no matter if you're male or female or something in between. Don't try to force someone to believe what you believe. Don't try to force someone to do what you want. Don't use people. Seems like basic, simple things. You've heard all of these things before. I know you have. You know all of these things. I knew all of these things too. When you get into esoteric stuff, you start to get the feeling that you're not learning anymore. You're remembering. Because you know all of this deep down in your soul. You know it already. That's the part of you that never changes. That society can't change. That's a part of you that was when you were a kid, that why you loved life and everything seemed magical. Because it was. You didn't have the lies and the conditioning beaten into you yet by society and your parents. I'm not saying your parents were doing anything malicious or society. It's just the way things are and how we are. And for some reason, the way we've developed, and we need to overcome that. We need to get over the karmic debts of our families, which we can do. And I also believe that if you clear your karmic debt, if you don't know what that means, it's not just from, this lifetime, it's from past lifetimes too. And karmic debt really, it just means there's issues that you need to work out. So once you do that, and you can do it for your family too, and it helps them, because we're all connected. Genetics plays a part in it somehow. There's a reason for it. Our DNA is important, and it plays a role in our consciousness evolving. It's believed that our DNA can also instantaneously and spontaneously mutate and create changes and create healing and stuff. I mean, you've heard the stories about cancer patients, believing that they can make themselves get better by eating healthy and doing, and basically making fools of the medical industry. Lost my train of thought there. Back to the subject of creating our own reality and whatnot. I'm going to lay some stuff on you that you guys may think is kind of crazy. I believe in Santa Claus. I believe in leprechauns, fairies, gnomes, unicorns, angels. I don't believe in demons. I kind of do, but not really. I believe demons are thought forms created by our conscious, fear, and we give them power. And just like anything else, they're just as illusionary as anything else. And they can't hurt you unless you let them. The reason why I believe this is because I also believe in all the gods from all the different religions. All of them. And I think they're just an expression of Source and an expression of our consciousness. uh, all the Greek gods, I think they're all real. We gave them a lot of thought and energy and consciousness for thousands of years. And there's a reason why they have stayed with us. Their names have stayed with us. You know, Hercules, uh, Amazonia, Helios, Vesta, all of them. They're a part of the canon of human thought. And I believe that they're all real. I can't see any yet. Can't talk to anybody, any of them. My third eye must still be blocked, maybe calcified. But that being said, there is no separation. We're all still connected to Source. Separation is the illusion. That being said, I have had nudging from Spirit, that, you know, subconscious messages that have come into my consciousness, and I didn't know where they came from. Just feelings and nudging. Like when I learned about the near-death experience and watched a bunch of the videos and finally kind of pieced together what I thought was really going on, I had the urge to make a YouTube channel. I called that Open Source Love, and I recorded like a 2 or 4 minute long video talking about like what I learned. And it was basically, I felt like it was a message from the universe, like it wasn't coming through me. And I've had a couple other experiences. One was on mushrooms. Somebody close to me actually started channeling Hecate, and Hecate had a message for me. This was in about around October last year, uh, before the election. Um, Hecate told me that I'm literally Donald Trump. Literally, like, because I'm a male, I have some kind of genetic connection to all males on the planet, and that it was up to me, or not up to me, but if I was willing to submit to the divine feminine, that I could help humanity in that way, and help us take a step forward in our conscious evolving. So that's what I did. I literally bowed down to this person on the floor, prostrated myself, just to show that, you know, I do care about everyone, and I'm willing to make a fool of myself if it helps. And so that's what I'm doing. Thanks for watching. Namaste. So, one more thing I wanted to mention, crazy thing that I believe, is that I believe that rocks, actually all inanimate objects, are in fact conscious. Go figure. So that open source love channel I was talking about is actually this channel. I changed the name to Sunrise Meditation when I felt like I got nudging from Spirit again. I had been hiking every Saturday with some friends from work, and one Saturday everyone canceled except for me. So I went to the Rock, the meditation spot. It's the first time I had been there, and it was a little bit after sunrise. Took a video. Thought it was super pretty, and I don't know. Something in me said, "Hey, why don't you come do this every day that you can? Record the sunrise. It's a beautiful thing that not everyone could do. Maybe some people would appreciate it. Get some value out of it. I'm definitely getting value out of it. It's helping me a lot." I want to talk about some more of the ascended masters and spirit beings that I believe in. I feel a strong connection to Kuan Yin. I don't know if that's just because my wife has a Kuan Yin statue that we made a little altar in front of our house. But yeah, Kuan Yin speaks to me. I already mentioned Archangel Michael. Who else? I don't mean like speaks to me, like I don't channel them. I mean I resonate with their messages. Kind of Saint Germain. Saint Germain's kind of got some intense energy. So I don't know, but Saint Germain runs in the circles of spirit beings that resonates with me. Supposedly one of Saint Germain's incarnations was Christopher Columbus, and we've all heard some of the horror stories that supposedly he did, and from what I know about people who are ascended masters, they would never act like that. But that doesn't mean that information's not false for some reason. I mean, I don't want to disrespect indigenous people of South America and North America with, if he really did treat them that way. Then, there's a way, I guess, where an ascended master could be that way. I mean, according to reincarnation and in spirituality, what we do is we make a life plan before we incarnate. We decide all the people who are going to be in our lives, all the things that are going to happen to us. And they sign the contract too, to agree to play roles, even roles of the villains. And from that viewpoint, it's really hard to say, because some of these things that happen in life are horrible, horrible things. But supposedly we choose these things to grow and learn from. It's hard to take and understand why some of these things should be allowed, why we would choose them, or how they could even be a good thing. So that being said, the person who agrees to play the bad guy is actually making a sacrifice, making some negative karma for themselves that they're going to have to clear out to help you. So that's kind of a weird thought. So another ascended master that I resonate with is Yeshua, also known as Jesus. I know there's a lot of people out there that hear the name Jesus and their skin crawls. I understand that. It used to make me feel that way too. Still does, kind of. But the Jesus I believe in is not the Jesus from the Bible. So you may have noticed I call him Yeshua, which I think is more what his name really was. So that's to kind of identify that I'm not talking about the Jesus of the Bible. So, Jesus was a man just like you and me. He reached Christ consciousness, which might be another word that's kind of triggering for people. But really what that just means is like same thing as being the Buddha. It's the most ascended a human can be. And so also I resonate with all, I don't know, the Buddhas. There's different ones. It's just a title, like Christ. But yeah, some of them. I don't get a lot of resonation with some of the masters, gurus from India. The Indian culture and language, all that speaks to me and resonates with me, but I don't know, for some reason I just can't get with the guru type and student relationship. So I don't know, I guess that was more of a past thing too, from my understanding of how things are shifting. So now, instead of more of a one-on-one master and disciple, it's going to be more of a group thing because we're all starting to shift together. Let's see, can I think of any other beings that I want to mention? Nothing's coming to mind. Yeah, I guess, some of the other archangels. I wonder if that's because of my, I was raised as a Christian, a Jehovah's Witness. I've had to reprogram myself from like 18 years of what they teach, which, some of it, they teach love. That's their main concept. It's love. But, so there are a couple things from there that still resonate with me, but for the most part, yeah, I've had to turn away from a lot of that. Yeah, so getting back to Saint Germain and Christopher Columbus. If he did those horrible things, I guess there is a reason for it. I'm not trying to excuse it or anything, but those circles, Saint Germain, Yeshua, Archangel Michael, they talk a little bit about genetics and race, but they don't mean like, well, they do talk about like the races like we identify as, like Caucasian and stuff like that, a little bit. But sometimes when they're talking about race, they just mean like humanity in general and like the different steps in evolution. But like they talk about how like each race has its own like racial karma. But it's not like feels like dangerous water to tread. Like racism is a touchy subject, and Hitler kind of used that kind of like esoteric teaching to justify and create his belief system. So, people can look at what I'm saying and kind of maybe relate that to in the big H. But that's not what's going on, That guy got everything all twisted. So, apparently America is a big part of like forging the way the world works, like, because it's so influential. So I mean, maybe that's why Germain had to be kind of a despot and helping establish America. Again, like, I'm not trying to tout one country or anything over another. I have a lot of stuff against America's policies and things that they've done in the past. So, I don't identify with any country either. I used to say I'm a citizen of the world, but, I believe in aliens too. And, so, now I call myself a citizen of the galaxy or universe. Good morning. So, yeah, extraterrestrials, they're not aliens, they're our brothers and sisters too.